Well, these are traditional rivals from opposite sides of the Pennines. Indeed, such as Gordon Strachan and Steve Bruce have been saying this week that there's greater rivalry these days between these two clubs than there is even between Manchester United and Manchester City. The Leeds skipper Gary McAllister has been talking this week of the fact that Leeds do not actually say to one another, oh, here we go again, it's Manchester United, before a game. They are confident in their ability to beat the champions, and it's certainly going to be the biggest day in the careers of Noel Whelan and Philemon Masinga, the joint strike force which has taken over from Brian Deane and Rod Wallace. Wallace still in the side, but today fulfilling a midfield role, Deane on the bench. The two teams swapping ends. Manchester United in red shirts, black shorts this afternoon. The referee is David Ellery from Harrow in Middlesex. And as you can see, he's having to shield his eyes against the sun. Eric Cantona, still known as Le Brat in this part of the world in Leeds, after that move he made across the Pennines, will be very keen indeed to show his worth again today. I think many Leeds fans still hold him in awe and still feel that his sale was a bad deal for the club. And you can see the strength of the wind there, gusting against John Lukic as he clears downfield. And at the edge of the area, Noel Whelan, too strong against Steve Bruce. And the first free kick of the match goes to United, Manchester United. Steve Bruce at the heart of the Manchester defence, the inspiring captain who's so unlucky not to have won an England cap in his career. Lesser players have won them. And May was a little too lax there. He allowed Whelan to get a foot in. Just a little casual. David May, the former Blackburn Rovers man. It's the first time he's played on this ground since his transfer. Palmer laying one back for Lukic. Rather stabs the ball out, and he was fortunate it went towards one of his own men in white. The fledgling Kelly was such an outstanding success for the Republic of Ireland in the World Cup, and predictably Cantona being booed every time the ball is at his foot. Kanchelskis, who revels in playing on this ground. He's tortured Leeds in the past. And here goes Worthington for Leeds, playing instead of the injured Dorigo at left back today. Summer signing from Sheffield Wednesday, Nigel Worthington, and there's Howard Wilkinson alongside the Leeds chairman Leslie Silver, looking implacable. But he knows the early phases of this match are vital if Leeds are to get something from it. There's the flick head from Masinga. And Whelan will pursue the ball. Cleared first time by Peter Schmeichel. Palmer's header almost picked up by Giggs inside the Leeds penalty area, and it's taking two Leeds defenders to keep Giggs at bay. And rather disconcertingly from a Leeds point of view, Lukic putting the ball straight out, and there appeared to be panic there. Paul Ince. Now McAllister, nice little touch from the Scotland captain. He had a successful foray to Finland in midweek with his country. He's looking for more success on a club front today, but loses out in that tackle to Paul Ince. how welcome he is back in the Manchester United side. A fresh air kick from him. There goes Kelly, supported by David White along the right-hand touchline. Kelly instead wins a corner for Leeds, the first of the game. Coming just short of the 4-minute mark. David Wetherell, the tall centre-back, goes up to supplement Noel Whelan's aerial challenge. And it's Worthington looking to drift one in. And at the back post here is Wetherell, gets the header over the top of the crossbar. But at least he won the ball in there, and that will encourage him. It's a full house at Elland Road, as it always is when Manchester United are in town. And the early indications are that both sides are well up for this one. There's no time to settle on the ball at all. David White, when he meets Manchester United, is usually in the blue shirt of Manchester City, but after his move to Elland Road last season, he's got a new challenge today. Cantona sweeps the ball across. First 5 minutes have gone by without either goalkeeper being troubled, and Hughes surely can't keep this in. Palmer went stride for stride with him. Much talk when Carlton Palmer left Sheffield Wednesday for Leeds that he didn't like playing at centre-back, but that's where Howard Wilkinson wants him to be. And a rather poker-faced Alex Ferguson. Manchester United manager who's achieved great things over the past couple of seasons, and of course later this week we'll have his mind very much on Europe when Manchester tackle Gothenburg, the Swedish champions. McClare. May. Time for Hughes to try and play Kanchelskis in. It was read by Worthington though. He was as fit and sprightly as he was when he first came over from Northern Ireland into the English League, but he's conceded this first corner for Manchester United. Giggs to deliver it, Bruce to try and get on the end of it. Ryan Giggs. Curious header to see to go backwards to Lukic. Now it's Masinga. White. Up against Pallister. He's swift as White, but that was a poor ball laid back to him. And the referee sees that tussle between Hughes and Wetherell as one in which the Manchester United man was the offender. Now Palmer will stretch those long legs of his and romp upfield. Now he can stretch them and go back again. McAllister, very much the playmaker for Leeds, a lot of movement ahead of him. Kelly has to deliver a telling cross, and he gets the ball in, and Whelan tries to turn on it and goes down in a heap, but it was just a solid challenge from Irwin. Well, he's made a big impact so far, 19-year-old Noel Whelan this season. McAllister the prompter as always. And Whelan's knocked one in here, and May kept in by Schmeichel. Schmeichel has one of the longest kicks in the English game. And that carried the ball almost to the edge of the Leeds area, but it's picked up here by Speed and now by McAllister. Plenty of pace about the game, and Wallace has entered into things. And again, good play from Leeds, corner for them. And Steve Bruce will know as well as anyone that this early 20-minute phase is critical for Manchester United. It was a good ball in. Schmeichel gathered it, it needed the merest of touches though. And Kelly wins rich applause. And he finds McAllister, and a foul by Hughes. Welshman on the Scot. And it really is a League of Nations here today. It's a very bright start from Leeds, and here goes Wallace again. Their third corner in the first 10 minutes. Trouble here, surely. It's stabbed away by May. McAllister knocks it back in, and Ince pokes it away out of the penalty area. But Manchester United have been in severe trouble, and now Giggs and Kanchelskis so swift on the break. And it is the Ukrainian Kanchelskis who the final shot is not too proud of. But Leeds have asked quite a number of questions of the Manchester United defence in these opening minutes. That was David White lofting the ball into the danger zone. A header down from Whelan caused mayhem for a moment, and he was so close to poking it past Schmeichel. Masinga for Kelly. So very well kept in by little Rod Wallace. He's only about 5'7". He did a good job there. And Worthington now knocks one in here for Masinga was coming in. That's so unlucky. The strike from White was venomous, but the ball whipping wide of Schmeichel's right hand upright. I don't think he'd have stopped it. And a highly enterprising beginning from the Yorkshire side. Masinga's headed down, and White really thumped into this one. It's gone about 6 or 7 feet wide. And Alex Ferguson must be a little disconcerted, because he's already forsaken his initial position to take up another one. Standing room only. Bruce. Now Palmer. Leeds playing some neat little triangles and speed. Nudges it through for Masinga. And they've traded 5 or 6 passes here as Wallace again gets goal side of the defence and wins Leeds' 4th corner. Tough times for Steve Bruce and co. And Wallace is playing an integral part in this. And look how many red shirts there were in there. Well, it's been a very lively start by Leeds, but they'll know as well as anyone that they need a goal. Whelan looks to have injured his wrist. Oh, he's gone right across, and a chance for Leeds to score. They do score. Leeds have the lead through David Weatherall. Steve Bruce looks across to the linesman, but Leeds' barren run against Manchester United, stretching back. This is the 6th game and the first time they've scored in those 6 matches. It's no more than a toe poking away from Weatherall, and perhaps the lack of speed on the shot was what confused Schmeichel. A quickly taken corner. David Weatherall finds the Manchester United net. And it's only the 2nd time that Schmeichel has been beaten this season. It escaped so many people, but it didn't escape Weatherall. The goal coming in a lucky 13th minute for Leeds and an unlucky 13th for Manchester United. I'm just thinking about that figure. Amazingly, it's the 13th meeting between these sides since Leeds last beat United here, since they came back up from the old second division. Just the start Howard Wilkinson's men needed. Cantona. Well, we'll see how Manchester United react. They'll be stung by that. Ince knocks one in. Palmer out again. And then he leads them out. Very well indeed. There's a real pep about Leeds at the moment as Whelan carries the fight on. He's surrounded by men in red shirts, but that must mean there are gaps elsewhere. But you can really sense that Leeds are fired up for this match. This youngster Whelan's certainly played his part in unsettling Manchester United's much vaunted defence in the early phases of the game. Masinga, back here for Whelan. Masinga's pulled away, and he's into the penalty area, but he was just offside, I fancy. But with 15 minutes gone, it's got to be said that Manchester United are on the rack. This is why it's amazing that he eluded everybody. It actually bounced back off Steve Bruce, and Schmeichel was on his backside when the ball beat him. Weatherall's first goal of the campaign. What a vital one. And there is a theory that Manchester United are not going to have it all their own way this season, but Cantona's playing Giggs in here. Lukic makes the vital stop. I'm just going to say there is a theory that Manchester United are not going to find it as easy this season with the new FIFA guidelines, one way or another. But Giggs gets onto the end of Cantona's pass, and it could have been an equaliser. You can't quite decipher the chant. It is of Yorkshire, Yorkshire. I did tell you at the start that there's enormous rivalry between Yorkshire and Lancashire. These two sides today very much representing their counties. And it's Lancashire in the shape of Manchester United coming forward until that's broken up, and Whelan plays the ball to Masinga. There's real excitement around Elland Road about the way Leeds have attacked this match from the off. White, his pass blocked, and when it bounces away it's to Cantona, and he's playing Hughes in here, and a critical challenge won by Palmer, who was fouled by Hughes. Little pat on the back for Carlton Palmer. It was a beautifully played ball by Cantona, however, and what a good solid challenge from the former Sheffield Wednesday man. Carlton Palmer, who's lost his place in the England squad recently, but has become quite popular at Leeds in his early weeks with the club. Speed to Wallace. Alistair moving forward and finding Cantona, still being booed. I'm sure he expected no less, but he's nearly threaded a brilliant pass through, and Kanchelskis still makes something of it with the cross. Cleared at full stretch, but it's going to come back via Dennis Irwin. Giggs straight onto McAllister's chest. Whelan to Wallace. Whelan to Worthington. Well, it's not only a bright start by Leeds, it's a composed start. Putting the passing moves together very nicely, and this might be the first yellow card of the afternoon for David May's challenge on Noel Whelan. It is. So a goal for Leeds. David Wetherell, a booking for Manchester United, David May. Those are the two most significant outcomes of the opening 20 minutes. We're approaching the 20-minute mark. As Worthington lofts a free kick over to the angle of the penalty box. Cantona's pass for Giggs just a little beyond him. Oh, well, things really are turning against Manchester United for the moment. Mark Hughes felt that one full in the face, but he picks himself up rapidly. And he's being booed around Elland Road at the moment. I think they felt he was feigning an injury there. It was McClare's attempted pass. There it is. Straight onto the forehead. He's a tough competitor, Mark Hughes. Won't lie down for long. But we've had 20 minutes and it's Leeds who have the lead. David Wetherell, the all-important goal. Such a long way to go in this contest, and Leeds will not need reminding. They've only won 11 out of 52 matches against Manchester United since the war. So they've come off very much second best as a rule. Interception is by Nigel Worthington. Masinga wins it. His persistence paid off. Worthington plies another one in for Schmeichel, who loses it, and Whelan might have got a second there. Very uncharacteristic and sloppy goalkeeping by the Dane Peter Schmeichel. Well, I'm not sure what he's pointing to, but he could have had no complaints if Whelan had popped that one past him into the net. He certainly lost it somewhere along the line. And Manchester United are shade fortunate not to be two down there. And Leeds will have to backpedal against Kanchelskis, and another mighty roar on behalf of Carlton Palmer. Cantona. And it's teed up here for McClare, who claims it got a deflection, and the referee does not agree with the Scot, Brian McClare. He's talking about the League of Nations we've got here. We've got a Danish goalkeeper, with a couple of Irish, well, with 3 Irish defenders on view. Scots, Welsh, Ukrainians in the shape of Andrei Kanchelskis, a Frenchman, Cantona, a South African in Masinga, and a couple of Welshmen. But it was an Englishman and a Yorkshire boy at that, in David Wetherell, who got the game's first goal after 13 minutes. From a real scramble inside the Manchester United penalty box. An old-fashioned type of goal in many ways, but they all count. And it's Leeds 1, Manchester United 0. Midway through the first half. And David White in possession for Leeds. Put away by Giggs with that familiar jinking style of his. Tries to get it through for Kanchelskis. Palmer there for Leeds. And he dallied, and that could be costly. As he's got back to take the ball away, and he complains that he didn't foul Ince. The referee was close enough to say that he did. Paul Ince just nudging it away from him. Palmer certainly going for the ball. He did catch the Manchester United man. And Carlton Palmer cannot believe, in fact he's quite distraught about being shown a yellow card for that. So it's one each in terms of cards now. David May of Manchester United got the first one. Well, Palmer felt mightily aggrieved a couple of weeks ago when he conceded a penalty against Chelsea, which really turned the course of that game, so there would be considerable irony now if Manchester United scored from this free kick. And it's certainly not beyond Ryan Giggs. Lukic has to be at his best concentration. And Giggs will test him. Well, he tried to do, so it didn't even beat the white wall. Cantona. And Leeds survived that little scare. Whelan, 19 by number, and 19 years of age as well, to Wallace. Coming up speedily on the outside is Gary Kelly. We've had 25 minutes, it's 1-0 to Leeds, a throw-in to Leeds from Kelly. Up goes Speed for it. Straight through dish, Michael. Again, it's very long from the Danish goalkeeper and superbly brought down by Hughes. Chance now for Kanchelskis. And it's frittered because he's slashed the shot wide of the left-hand upright, as you saw. And he might have done much better. Hughes battling for it well. It was exemplary control from the Welshman. It actually came off Carlton Palmer. Nicked through by McClare. And a poor angled effort from Kanchelskis, really. He had more time than he realised. Kanchelskis, who scored on this ground last season when Manchester United won here 2-0. Now fending off Weatherall. And, selling 2 or 3 dummies to Speed, but he took too long about it. And Speed onto Wallace. One or two raw challenges and tried to feed Masinga through an inside left channel. Now Worthington does find McAllister in a bit of space, and McAllister just picked himself up after that stern tackle, but still had the presence to find White, who tries to cut one back in there. It's Dennis Irwin who prevents him doing so. Kanchelskis. There's a buzz around the crowd when he sets off and makes tracks in the direction of the opposite goal. One for Leeds by Wallace. He slows things up until he gets a bit of support, and then White. Well, the Manchester United defence has had quite a severe test in these opening minutes. They've contained Leeds a little better since the goal went in. And they come looking for an equaliser through David May. Safely enough for John Lukic. Kelly against Giggs. Oh, Kelly's done brilliantly here for Leeds. Well, Giggs gave up the chase. Kelly's come a long, long way. Now he floats one in. Straight onto the head of Bruce, but picked up by Gary Speed. And He's got his breath back to have another gallop. It was a little too close to Schmeichel that time, but some really enterprising work from the young right back. Chelskis. Well, there are three around him. Still manages to get a pass in, but it's Palmer who eats up the ground and then delivers the pass for Masinga. Wallace still, and no foul. Ince applauds referee Ellery's decision. Now Wallace doesn't complain. And the official was very close to the action. Cantona, still Cantona, and it's not gone wide by very much. A dash of brilliance from the Frenchman. He's so difficult to contain, Eric Cantona. Look at the touches here. 1, 2, and the third one, the shot wide, although Lukic was scrambling. And Howard Wilkinson already taken the decision to leave his seat in the director's box to go down onto the touchline. And it may well be that Leeds are going to have to make a substitution. Whelan had treatment early in the match. I think I saw the number 14 there, which would suggest David White. So Brian Deane is certainly coming on, and it is David White who is replaced. Well, clearly that is for injury reasons, and Brian Deane, who has not had the happiest of introductions here to his Leeds career after his move down the M1 from Sheffield United. Missed the last game through injury, but gets back in now, courtesy of another injury to White. And he'll obviously move up front alongside Masinga. Chance of a Leeds second, and spinning on it, Weatherall spurns the chance of a second goal. But the question is to be asked there, where were the Manchester United central defenders? Masinga climbs so well to get on the end of this long ball, but there's a huge gap there as Weatherall hooks it wide. Giggs up against Kelly. Oh, brilliant from Giggs. The cross not great though. It's Weatherall's turn to do some defending. We've passed the half-hour mark, and Brian Deane probably didn't expect to get on as early as this. He's got an hour in which to impress. Bruce. Well, apart from that one effort by Cantona a couple of minutes ago, Lukic has not been severely tested. Now Wilkinson has shot back up to the director's box, proving his own fitness, perhaps. Whelan is the man offside, and there's Gordon Strachan, who gave such sterling service to Manchester United over many seasons. So not in the starting lineup today for Leeds, and finding it increasingly difficult to play a part in this Leeds team, which has been revamped. There goes Deane. Still there battling. 12 minutes to go in the first half. Still Leeds leading Manchester in the Battle of the Uniteds by 1-0. Leeds have defended much more easily than they usually do against Manchester United. And they've certainly caused a lot of problems in this half of the field. be dispossessed on this occasion, though. Hughes, that was a stray really, but Elwood made something of it, and now it's Giggs through for McClare, and a Manchester United corner. And I think that's only their second of the game. Leeds' skipper McAllister must be highly delighted with the events of the first 34 minutes. But a Giggs corner for Manchester, and Hughes there. Just put off at the precise moment when he had to be. Well, I imagine that Howard Wilkinson won't be too happy about having to take David White off, because there's been a good shape to his side, and they've had to rearrange now with a central striker in Dean coming on. There's a danger of clutching up the middle of the field with Masinga and Dean and Whelan. Kanchelskis. And the Ukrainian ran the ball out in the end. Well, I suppose it would encourage the rest of the Premiership if Leeds could score a victory over their old enemy today. When you think that Manchester United were beaten only 4 times in the whole of last season on the way to their second consecutive championship. Chelsea twice, Blackburn Rovers and Wimbledon, the only teams to beat them. And in fact, they've not lost in 9 matches since that defeat at Wimbledon back in April. But they're a goal behind here at Leeds. The news from the touchline is that White has an ankle injury. That's why he's been replaced by Dean. But let's see what happens now as Manchester United build through Giggs. Always danger, and he's in possession, and Lukic hands on. Good stop from the tall Leeds United keeper, who had a bit of a nightmare in the last home game against Chelsea. He was held responsible for 2 of the goals in Chelsea's win, but he's held on to this one well. Bound to lift his confidence. And it appears that Dean has taken up that wide right touchline role. It's previously employed by White. Alex Ferguson, no doubt, already thinking as to his half-time talk. Less than 10 minutes away from it. Some neat combination headers for Leeds. Finally tied it up. And then it's Hughes. On for McClare. Danger now to the Leeds net as Cantona tries to get goal side of Worthington and loses out without much of a challenge. But Hughes has quickly won the ball back for Manchester. Kanchelskis on for May. And that's little Wallace who's got back there. Kelly for Leeds. How they'd love to have a second before the break. Kelly's gone a full 40 yards. And, here it comes towards Dean, who swapped roles momentarily with Masinga. Didn't get on the end of the cross. 7 minutes to half-time. So Leeds have held on to the advantage of David Weatherall's goal since the 13th minute. And Speed gets a foot in. Dean as well. Insu tied it up for Manchester United. But a feature of the Leeds game this afternoon is that they've really hustled well. Oh, Masinga has caught Pallister, following through the South African there on England's central defender. And he acknowledges the error of his ways, but that's not impressed Mr. Ellery, and we have a third yellow card of the afternoon shown to Philemon Masinga. Well, he was on international duty during the week for South Africa against Madagascar. Here he is against England's Premier club. That was not the foul that incurred the booking, that one was. Pallister just caught round about knee height. It appears to have come off not too badly. He was just held up for the moment by Whelan. And Leeds have generally taken the steam out of Manchester United when they've had to do, as they do now, until McClare lends a hand. But surely that's going to run out of play. And a goal kick, with just 5 minutes left for Leeds to hold on to this advantage, given them by their tall centre-half. Kelly again, he's featured strongly in this half, Gary Kelly. Really was one of the discoveries of last season, not just at Leeds but throughout the entire country. Too far from McAllister. Noticeable that Kanchelskis has played much more of a role through the middle today than usual. And when he does get out to the touchline, it's only to run the ball over it. The shake of the head is about his own inability there, I think. Surprised himself. And another free kick against Masinga. To tread warily in the second half, as will Carlton Palmer and David May, the others cautioned so far. Pallister for Hughes. Irwin this time, former Leeds player of course. And McAllister was in sharply. Masinga can't quite elude the challenge of Bruce though. Manchester United have certainly had as much possession as Leeds in this match. Oof. And that was possession that John Lukic didn't want particularly. The knockback by Gary Speed, almost critical. Well, he was confident when he played it, but he put it agonisingly close to Ryan Giggs. Lukic's response was swift. Forward goes Pallister. Well, he clipped it straight over to Masinga. Eventually it found its way through to Worthington, and now it's Ince for Manchester United, and he's played a terrific ball through the middle there. But Cantona held it up, now it's Giggs. The shot's not a good one. Just 2 minutes of the half left as Ryan Giggs gets in this very weak shot. He knows he can do much better than that. Cantona's opened up Leeds a couple of times. Still only one goal in the contest so far as Whelan tussles well for it with Bruce. Kelly. Still Kelly. And the ball in is for Masinga. found the turf a bit long. Here goes Masinga now, and it's finally broken up by David May. First hint of Masinga's pace. A lot of players seem to be just treading on the ball at the moment. Foul by Whelan on Ince produces the latest in a string of free kicks for Manchester United. As we move into the last 60 seconds of this first half at Elland Road. And Leeds still attempting to protect the one-goal lead they've had since the 13th minute. Speed. Bruce. Well broken up. From Palmer it goes to Masinga. And he's fed one through here for Whelan. Important moment in the game this. Noel Whelan whips it across. Oh, missed by Masinga, missed by Dean. Kelly knocks it back in again. Dean's here with a second chance. Brian Dean, and it's kept out by the foot of Schmeichel. No exaggeration to say that Manchester United could have been 2 or 3 down in this half. And I wonder if Leeds will rue this gilt-edged opportunity. Whelan did so well in knocking the ball through. Masinga somehow overran it, and Dean couldn't finish it off either the first or the second time. Well, a bit Bruce's foot and not Schmeichel's that put the ball out. Corner for Leeds from Worthington. They scored from a corner, remember. Here's Masinga. Oh! Would you believe Dean has put it over from virtually under the crossbar? Manchester United torn asunder at corners, and when this one is knocked in to the heart of the penalty area, Masinga up so high, and Dean somehow steered it over from virtually under the crossbar. Masinga soars to astonishing heights, but how did Dean miss that? I'm afraid it has to be said his goal-scoring record since leaving Sheffield for Leeds has not been very good at all. And that was a terrific chance for Leeds to go 2 up. And it was Masinga's ability to jump above everybody else that provided that opportunity. Dean, who scored 11 goals in just 41 league appearances last season, knows he should have had his first of this campaign. Manchester United holding on a bit, a minute and a half into time added on in the first half. And Leeds under pressure. A clearance from McAllister. Well, I can't think there's too much stoppage time to be added on. Ince. Still carrying the game to Leeds. Palmer heads out, not very far. Will come back surely from Kanchelskis. May. Agonising moments for the Leeds fans who just want to hear that half-time whistle. Speed's header out. It's going to come back in again, probably from May. And that is the interval at Elland Road. David Weatherall has given Leeds a precious advantage, scoring from a corner. The Leeds know, and their fans know, that it might have been 2 or 3-0. Dean missing a golden opportunity in injury time. But half-time here is Leeds United 1, Manchester United 0. A very important 45 minutes ahead, and Howard Wilkinson knows that as well as anyone. The Leeds United boss still uses Manchester United as the yardstick. If you can beat them, you have every chance of finishing above them in the Premiership table. So David Weatherall's first goal since one against Liverpool in February has given Leeds a cushion, but it's the smallest of cushions as they start the second half. Remember, they already have one of their substitutes, Brian Dean, on in place of David White, who was withdrawn with an ankle injury. Leeds begin the second half as they started the first, stringing passes together impressively. Here is Gary Speed. Dean battling for it well. Well, he keeps plugging away, does Dean, and he's done exceptionally well there. He does miss a few chances, as we saw at the end of the first half, but you certainly can't fault him for effort. Hughes sent sprawling by Kelly, and Mr. Ellery thinks about a yellow card perhaps, but doesn't, I don't think, produce it. Kelly going for it there with Hughes. Well, Kelly had gone down first. Oh, he might just have caught Hughes by the ankle with his hand. And indeed it was a yellow card for the young Irish international, and that was why, I think on the replay we saw, he just grabbed out with his hand to prevent Hughes getting any further. So the first danger to the Leeds goal in this second half should come from Pallister's free kick. So it didn't last very long. Wellington did well to keep that in play, and it's breasted down by Bruce. Gives Schmeichel a bit of something to think about, and it wasn't a great clearance, and here goes Wallace, but he's knocked it too far ahead of himself. He's going to dash into the United penalty area. And now Worthington does have a job on, but he didn't give up the chase, and fortunately for Leeds, Kanchelskis sort of stumbled. Singer. He's got this ability to climb high. Well met by Worthington, who's done a good job in stifling the threat of Andrei Kanchelskis today. A player who's caused considerable problems to Leeds in the past, along with Ryan Giggs. They've been looked after pretty well so far today. Oh, rather tight down that touchline. I think Kanchelskis makes a bit of a hash as well of the pass. Masinga. Worthington. Very neat slide rule passes down the touchline. Whelan. Now he tries to break into the United penalty area. Done brilliantly, Whelan here. Dean, and Brian Dean makes it 2-0 for Leeds. Superb work from the youngster Whelan, and Brian Dean can forget all about that miss in the last minute of the first half now. What a return to the first team for Brian Dean. But look at Whelan, how he profits here from playing the ball off Kanchelskis' shins. He eludes May, gets around Pallister, cuts it back, and somehow Dean squeezes it between Kanchelskis, between Schmeichel and the upright. 2-0 Leeds, and Manchester United in real trouble now. 49 minutes played. Brian Dean's first goal of the season, and one he will cherish. He scored against Manchester United in his days as a Sheffield United player, but this is the most popular goal I would suggest he's ever scored for Leeds. Leeds are good value for their lead. They could have had 2 or 3 goals in the first half. Well, it's a long time since Manchester United were 2 behind against anybody. And this young man Whelan, he's having a stormer at the moment, and he's won a free kick here. And sportingly, he gets a pat on the head from Paulins. That's good to see. There's certainly mutual admiration between the players of these two sides, even if there isn't among the fans. It was really composed football from Whelan before he was fouled. And they're asking questions of this Manchester United defence again. Bruce concedes the corner. Well, Manchester United's defeats last season, 1-0 at Wimbledon, 1-0 against Chelsea. 2-0 at Blackburn Rovers was the last time they conceded 2 and lost. I wonder if Leeds can emulate or even overtake that feat. McAllister pushes one into the area here. Wallace has it now. going away from the danger zone, but Worthington might knock it back in there. McAllister does. Speed tries to get onto it. Manchester United are really being knocked out of their stride. And the atmosphere is at fever pitch inside Elland Road. Having broken their duck against Manchester with a first goal in 6 matches, to now have a 2-goal lead is riches indeed. Kelly has certainly played his part, and more good work from him. In from Giggs. And Worthington more resolute perhaps there than Kanchelskis, although the Ukrainian has still got one across for Gary Kelly to put out of harm's way for the moment. Leeds have never beaten Manchester United under Howard Wilkinson's tutorship. They will never have a better chance than they have this afternoon now. There are still many minutes left in this match, 38 of them in fact, as this header goes steepling over the top of the Leeds bar from Mark Hughes. Well, here again we see the trickery of Whelan, weaving between May and Pallister, and the cutback found Brian Deane lurking and just stabbing the ball in. And that was the reaction on the Leeds bench, and you can see how much it meant to them. It really was a terrific piece of play by the 19-year-old Whelan. Here goes Wallace. And Mr. Ellery inadvertently helped Manchester there, and Paul Ince has made a terrific break. Really excellent work from him. Palmer, rather lucky to get away with that, and Giggs almost fouling him. Things are happening for Leeds this afternoon. That was a fair challenge back by Hughes. It's Cantona now. He'd want to be a winner today, but Leeds have really got their tails up for this now. Wallace. And it's the strictest examination that Manchester United have had for a long time. But you never write Manchester United off. Cantona loses it again. And he dives in a bit with McAllister to concede a free kick. They're great pals off the pitch, Cantona and McAllister, so I don't think there's anything between them. And the Scot was uninjured in that. The referee close to it awarded the free kick and no more. Well, Manchester United have the opportunity this afternoon to go into either second or third place in the table behind Newcastle United at the top. Depending on goal difference or goals scored today. Leeds, if they win, will go 6th. And they will be level on points with Manchester United and Liverpool. They haven't scored as many goals yet as either. Wallace. He really has enjoyed his afternoon's work, Rod Wallace. Certainly this young man has made a big impact, Noel Whelan. Masinga. Ten minutes played in the second half. Leeds have a precious 2-goal lead. Masinga might well have handled that ball and tried to control it, but he couldn't have believed 12 months ago that he'd be playing in such an important fixture as this. And he was back in South Africa. Pleads his innocence. And has a bit to say about the events of the past few seconds to David Weatherall. He appeared to go in with his elbow on the back of Weatherall's head, though. And it's going to be a test of Manchester United's character, the remainder of this game now. One or two of their players got into trouble last season. Speed. I had a number of players sent off and booked. Speed, that's one through. Whelan towards Masinga. Now Kanchelskis. How they need him to utilise his speed to good effect. And he's trying to do just that. Oh, he's brought down from behind. And that is a very dangerous position in which to concede a free kick, and a yellow card against Gary Speed, totally justified. Speed becomes the third Leeds player cautioned. Kanchelskis in full flight is such a handful, but there's no way you can make a tackle from that position and get away with it. Speed should have known better. Will he be punished? As St Irwin and Cantona are all there, Leeds must know all about Irwin and his ability in this situation. Lukic stays on his line. Another vital moment in the match, and it is Irwin. Well, I can't believe that he didn't do better. It did take quite a deflection off the Leeds wall. He was obviously aiming for the top left-hand corner, and it was Weatherall's head that intervened. Nonetheless, a corner for Manchester United, and Lukic just gets the fist to it. Kanchelskis square. And beaten away, and Speed leads the charge. Kelly. That's a good touch finder. And if Manchester United get out of this one, they will prove themselves true champions. Ince onto May. Palmer's done enough to beat away Cantona and to win a free kick off him. That's a very dangerous thing to say, but Leeds had a theory when they sold Cantona that he never performed to his best in the big matches. And there's no bigger match than Leeds against Manchester United, and I'm sure Alex Ferguson is looking for a little bit more from the Frenchman this afternoon than he's had already. Masinga soared then. Here goes Whelan. Can he cap his day with a goal? Not for the moment. But the partnership of Masinga and this man Whelan is paying off for Leeds. Well, that was the moment that Leeds went 2 ahead through Brian Dean. A moment I scarcely imagined they thought would happen. Such has been their poor record against Manchester. Here's Cantona now, and Lukic responds well with Ince coming in on him. And there's a look of annoyance on the face of Paul Ince that nothing accrued from that. Instead, it's Masinga here for Leeds, and he'll use his pace to get to the edge of that Manchester United area. Still Masinga, and again, here's a chance for Dean to make it 3, and Schmeichel scrambles the ball away from the foot of the striker. Masinga is causing mayhem in there. Sometimes you wonder where he's going. But he's found a way through. He nutmegged the opponent, Dean couldn't squeeze it past Schmeichel. And now Masinga offside. Today he's going to remember though. And down on the Manchester United bench looks anguish from Alex Ferguson and Brian Kidd alongside him. Masinga again, McAllister onto Wallace. And Leeds continuing to really throw everything at Manchester United. Wallace on the outside of May, gets the cross in. Here's Dean to thump one in. He can have another go as well and pumps it across that far side of the area. Well, we're well past the hour mark, which means less than half an hour in which for Manchester United to salvage a result today. McAllister. And he tries to prize United open over the top of Irwin. Dean's getting the better of Irwin. Kelly knocking one in here for speed header, straight at Schmeichel. Well, Gary Speed scored against Manchester United in the League Cup a couple of years ago from an almost identical situation as that, coming in and climbing over the top of a defender. On that day he found the net. But again, good service to Leeds from Kelly. Wallace. Wheel into Worthington, Worthington to Wallace. They really are stretching Manchester United at the moment, and Wallace still in possession. Knocks one across for Dean. They've strung together some delightful movements of Leeds United this afternoon. They've battled so competitively for everything. Just overdone it this time. I'm sure Leeds are very conscious of the fact as Manchester United make a double substitution and they take off Ryan Giggs, who looks extremely unhappy about that. Lee Sharp will slot into his role and Brian McClare is removed for the arrival of Nicky Butt. I was just going to say that Leeds are very aware that a couple of weeks ago they threw a 2-goal lead away against Chelsea, having slaughtered them. They were 2-0 up on that day and looked as though they were going to get a bucketful, and eventually lost 3-2. So they'll be hoping that lightning doesn't strike twice. Cantona, poor ball from him. But Leeds were considerably affronted by that defeat against Chelsea, a match they know they shouldn't have lost, and they laid a bogey a few days later by winning at Crystal Palace, which has been a graveyard for them in recent seasons. And now it looks as though they're on the verge of laying another bogey against Manchester United, with their first win against them here in 14 years. But there's a bit of time left for that to be achieved yet, 26 minutes in fact. Confirmation there that Lee Sharp has taken the place of Ryan Giggs, and that Nicky Butt, the 19-year-old local boy from Manchester, is on in place of Brian McClare. And Kanchelskis, then Cantona left it for Hughes. They're trying to find a way through here, and there isn't one. There is young Nicky Butt, who's had only a couple of first-team run-outs before today. There, the old warrior Mark Hughes, but things haven't worked out for him yet today. Cantona, lovely little dummy to allow Hughes the freedom of a pass, but it went astray. 25 minutes left, Leeds 2, Manchester United 0. Much too long for Lee Sharp. He's got to get into the pace of the game yet, of course. Always takes a substitute a minute or two to do that. Mark Hughes laying the ball beyond Kelly and beyond Sharp. A vast crowd here at Elland Road, as you can see, and the vast majority of them enjoying the afternoon so far. Masinga and Sharp, quite a menacing combination for the Manchester United defence. Both around 6'3". And McAllister nimbly weaves his way through defenders. And the fans here don't mind at all that he's played the ball back to his goalkeeper all of 30 yards. Wastes up a few more precious seconds. When you think of the chances that Leeds missed, notably Dean's one just before half-time, it could certainly have been 3-0 to Leeds. Ince, he'll keep working for Manchester United, and they're playing balls through it, but straight on to Lukic this time. Thunderous appreciation for the home side ringing around the ground at the moment, as the fans sense this could be a red letter day for the team. But McAllister just missing that enables Cantona to run at the Leeds defence, and he tries to slip one through, and there's real danger here until Kelly intervenes. Splendid timing of the tackle from the young Irishman again. Cantona's precision pass looked as though it was going to really hurt Leeds there. Good tackle. And the referee saw it as such. Lee Sharp with Manchester United's fifth corner, a dangerous one, and it stays out, but Sharp could knock another ball back in. It's cleared by Dean, only as far as but. Here's Hughes, and it's gone out. Things are just not happening inside the Leeds penalty area for Manchester United. They had their chances there. Sharp swung it in, Dean knocked it away to Butt. It was a useful cross from him, but it was Hughes' first touch which unusually betrayed him. Lukic took a bang on the side of the head amid all that, and Jeff Ladley, the Leeds physio, sees to that, while Howard Wilkinson spares time for a huge smile. Gordon Strachan alongside him, and Paul Hart on his right, who did play for Leeds in the days when they used to beat Manchester United. Vital for Leeds now not to lose their goalkeeper though. Well, they're not going to stop singing for the remaining 20-odd minutes. But Mark Beanie, the Leeds goalkeeper, as a precaution limbers up, just in case Lukic has to be replaced. Schmeichel putting boot to ball, Weatherall putting his head to the ball. Dean, too long I would think for McAllister. Ince, and finally dispossessed by speed. Wallace can't win it from May, but Palmer comes in with a crunching challenge. Now it's Masinga, tries to get the better of Bruce. Exactly 70 minutes have gone by, and it's Leeds who hold the aces, two of them. Ince driving his team forward again, accompanied by Kanchelskis. Needs a good ball in now, and he does get the corner off the head of Gary's speed. Manchester United staged some notable fight-backs last season. They got late goals to win at Sheffield Wednesday, and of course there was that famous Mark Hughes goal, which helped them get through to the cup final in the final analysis. And it appeared they were dead and buried, but there's Lukic fisting the ball away. Manchester United always retain their shape, no matter what's the state of the game. Here's Hughes! A terrific stop from Lukic though, an instinctive save and another one from Butt's header. John Lukic certainly thought that he owed Leeds a bit of a debt after that defeat against Chelsea, where he was certainly responsible, and when Hughes gets in here he seemed a certain scorer. Lukic spread himself magnificently, and then when Nicky Butt's header came in, he leapt to Cloyt over the top. What a good opportunity this for Mark Hughes, and it's at moments like that you realise that maybe it's not your day. Lukic in fact not getting a touch the second time as the ball landed on top of the Leeds net. Weatherall generally has kept Mark Hughes in check. Here goes Ince. Done well, Paul Ince, and right on the edge of the area, upended by Dean. A penalty given by Mr. Ellery, and he's going to speak with Brian Dean as well. Well, on first evidence that seems harsh. Whether he's elbowed, he seems to fall, does Dean. Down goes Ince inside the area. And, well, 2 weeks ago, Chelsea were awarded a penalty when Carlton Palmer put in a challenge on Little John Spencer, and they felt they were badly done to on that day, and this might just open the door for Manchester United. Brian Dean, the hero a few minutes ago when he scored, concedes the penalty and is booked, and now Mr. Ellery has gone over to speak with his linesman, something that's happened on the far side of the ground. And he confirms his decision of a penalty. Leeds feel they have been badly done to. The linesman stands his ground though. I think he was consulting him, although Mr. Ellery was much closer to it anyway, as to whether the offence took place inside or outside the area. And the old Leeds hero, Eric Cantona, steps forward. And there won't be too many cheers around the ground unless this one is saved or he puts it over. Not from the Leeds fans anyway, but is this Manchester United's way back into the match? Lukic protects the Leeds net. Cantona beats him easily. Manchester United are on the score sheet. Boos ringing around Elland Road. They feel it was a harsh decision, but Cantona extracts full toll. And Manchester United have a chance now. They were looking a little dead and buried until that moment. But with 16 minutes left, it's Leeds United 2, Manchester United 1, and Brian Dean has conceded the penalty that just opens the door for the champions. And now we've got a contest on. Here goes that man Ince driving forward again. He really is an inspiring player. Cantona, he's been pulled wide, knocks it back in and out. But total credit here to Paul Ince. It's been his runs through the middle that have unhinged Leeds in the last few minutes. And it's the never-say-die spirit of the Manchester United man, Paul Ince. That's where he went down, and he seemed to me to go down outside the area and then fall into it. And I'm sure Mr. Ellery would like the benefit of seeing a replay himself of that. But pressure on linesmen as well these days. And well, talking of linesmen, here is another decision that's not universally popular inside Elland Road. Free kick. 50 minutes to go, but it's been a barnstorming game. And Leeds are still in front, remember. But they appeared to be strolling to victory a few minutes ago. Not so anymore. How a goal can change the course of a game, and Howard Wilkinson certainly appreciates that. Cantona juggling, he's got a spring in his step now. And Worthington must be solid here under the challenge from Butt, and they were under real pressure there, the Leeds defence. They're the ones who need breathing space now, and Wallace tries to give them it. What a run from Rod Wallace, darting into the heart of the United penalty area. He's just given Whelan too much to do. Kanchelskis, tremendous pace about this Premiership game now. Kanchelskis finds Hughes, Cantona, back for Hughes, over the top. This is some game. Mark Hughes has had 2 chances in the last 5 or 6 minutes, but Manchester United are really putting the passes together now. Cantona lofting it back into him, and he snatched at the shot. The Leeds fans are still incensed at the penalty decision, which went against their side. And we'll have plenty of time to add on now, as both physiotherapists are on. That was the moment when Nicky Butt got in, and Carlton Palmer went down in a tumble and needs treatment. So the crowd inside Elland Road today, 39,396, and Alex Ferguson as animated as any of them. Well, David Ellery is an extremely experienced official, and they have to make decisions in the blink of an eyelid, and the game is played at such a pace. It's no wonder that every decision is questionable. Chris Fairclough, one of the Leeds substitutes there, but Howard Wilkinson looks far more concerned now than he did 10 minutes ago. And he's concerned about the fitness of Palmer, for one thing. And Leeds know they've got an awfully long 12 minutes to hold on. Manchester United are really beginning to play now. Kelly puts it away. But for so long in this match, Leeds were first to everything. Now, all of a sudden, the champions have found something like their true form. And Sharp tries to get the better of Kelly and doesn't do so. Rather weak attempt to play the ball from Irwin, but up steps Steve Bruce. Bruce and Ince as inspirational as ever. Here's Butt inside the area. This will be a Manchester United corner, and the crescendo inside the ground increases. Giggs has gone off, so Sharp will take this corner. Beanie's still warming up in case he's needed. Steve Bruce in there. How often has he scored crucial goals? McAllister back heeling the ball away. Hughes to Kanchelskis. A shot maybe from Cantona. Drifting wide. He's now got 2 goals this season, the Frenchman. So he'll have enjoyed scoring in front of the Leeds fans who used to adore him. Many of them still can't believe that Manchester United got him as cheaply as they did, just over £1 million. Dean on to Masinga, who must surely be feeling the pace, even though he's getting used acclimatised to the English game with everyone. It's been a frantic pace today. 2-1 the scoreline, 10 minutes to go. But it's been a cracking good game of English football, full of controversy. Masinga. It's what people love about English football. It's been a vivid contest. And here comes Hughes, trying to write another chapter in it. But it wasn't the best pass he's played today. And Wallace has done extremely well for Leeds. Pallister unable to steer the ball anywhere but out of play and straight into the hands of a fan. It's Leeds who can afford to take their time. Speed. Back for Kelly now. Leeds still with men strung across the edge of the area. Palmer and Speed, and then Whelan. They've certainly taken the steam out of Whelan and Masinga in the last 20-odd minutes of Manchester. And here they move forward again through May and Cantona. And this time he loses possession, but Masinga can make nothing of it. Whelan does. What a good game he's had. Perhaps a little surprising that Leeds haven't introduced Chris Fairclough. So they're under strict examination again now as Irwin pops one up to the edge of the area. And what's going to happen here? It appears that a free kick is to be given against Dean for a challenge on Irwin, but Dean, having been booked in the last few minutes, is running some risks. And Mr. Ellery considers it and decides that that is all it should be. A lot of players were sent off in the British game on Saturday. It was a total of 18 in all. Professional matches played around the country. So far today, we've had 5 players booked, but thankfully none sent off. In fact, we've had 6 booked, 5 on the Leeds side, 1 for Manchester United. Here is Kanchelskis. Dangerous looking ball in there. And that's a foul by Hughes. Less than 7 minutes to go. Hughes disbelievingly looks to referee Ellery. That's where he jumped ahead of Speed. Leeds 2, Manchester United 1. And it really has been the best of the British game, this one, as McAllister gets a little nudge on. And offside anyway. Leeds haven't beaten Manchester United in any game of any sort since 1982. So it would be a real feather in their cap if they could win it, but here comes David May trying to prevent them doing so. Not with that sort of a shot, he won't. Trickled through to Lukic. He'd found a gap neatly. If Hughes had been in that position, the end product might have been different. The front men for Leeds have run themselves to a standstill, one feels here, and so there's not a lot to come maybe from Masinga or Whelan, and they all have to get back now. It's Pallister going forward. Irwin has committed the foul, and that's a free kick. And Brian Dean, and I'm sure he'd be the most relieved man in the ground if Leeds could hang on, having conceded that penalty It's just opened the way for Manchester United's late challenge, coming 16 minutes from time. And Mr. Ellery under scrutiny. I'm sure we'll have a look at the replay and make his own mind up as to whether he gave the right decision or not. There are less than 5 minutes of normal time left as Dean gets up, Bruce clears. And Kelly chips one back, but it's too far for Whelan this time. The only point Manchester United have dropped so far this season was in a 1-1 draw at Nottingham Forest. Here's Cantona, here's Ince, checking brilliantly, but foiled for the moment by McAllister. And then it's Kanchelskis, and it's the Manchester United fans roaring their team on now in search of an equaliser that seemed a remote hope a few minutes ago. May knocks one across, and there are 3 Leeds defenders to clear, but the referee helps the clearance. Whelan took it down brilliantly again, and now it's Kelly. Superb run from the Irish fullback, and on he goes. Tremendous run from Kelly. Still he goes on, and just couldn't work the ball past Irwin. But it's a match which has bristled throughout. Cantona booed as loudly in the 88th minute as he was in the first. And well, I fancied they might take Masinga off. He'll get a good ovation, the South African, as he leaves the fray. It's a generous applause, but he has run out of steam in the last quarter of an hour. And he gives way to Chris Fairclough for these closing moments. Fairclough, who has so successfully marked Cantona in the past. Now it's a moment when everybody needs marking, everybody in a red shirt. Cantona through to Hughes. Is their way back for Manchester United even now. Hughes is still in here, might still score. White shirts around him everywhere, and it is that man Fairclough, who's been on 30 seconds, who denies him a shot. But in view of Leeds' record against Manchester United, the hearts will be pounding amongst those Leeds fans at the moment. 2 minutes for them to hold on for what would be their first victory against United at Elland Road since 1980, and their first of any sort for 12 years. They really have been a bogey to them in Cup and League matches. There have been plenty of meetings. Wallace, well, he's not stopped running all afternoon, Rod Wallace. You say he's nervous? Kanchelskis, Cantona's little back flick. Irwin, it was into no man's land though. And McAllister dispossessed by the energetic Ince. And we move into the final minute, with Leeds having a chance here as Schmeichel darts from his line to put the ball away. Concentration, an important factor at a late stage of a game like this. Fairclough brings it away for Leeds. They lead the champions by 2-1, and the sprightly Wallace sets off again. And through the middle he goes. Can he round off Leeds' day now? He's fouled the opponent. Not much doubt about that. Remember, Manchester United were beaten only 4 times throughout the whole of last season, domestically or in European competition. Four times in the Premiership, that was. They also lost 1 game in the Coca-Cola Cup, but that was with virtually a reserve side in. Well, Howard Wilkinson totally unhappy about that free kick being conceded as we move into time added on here. And Lee Sharp drives Manchester United forward acrobatically. Wetherell heads away. Irwin, square for Ince. Is there drama left in this match yet? Hughes tries to turn edge of the area, and a good tackle by Speed. Just checks him. Irwin. Tortuous moments for Leeds fans. Tortuous moments for Manchester United fans. Cantona lofts one in. Weatherall missed it! And Lukic, scrambling across his goal, sees Bruce's header go a foot wide and no more. Cantona has popped the ball into the Leeds area here. And there is the header that carries it wide from Steve Bruce. And that is so close that you have to feel Manchester United are now a beaten side. It could have been so different. It would have been Bruce's second goal of the season. Remember, he got the winner at Spurs. But now, well into time added on, Leeds are desperate for that final whistle. That's how desperate they are. And what has Mr. Ellery done here? I think he's going to book Schmeichel for time wasting. Belatedly. It's a final whistle Leeds fans want, not that one. Wallace puts it anywhere. Anywhere will do. It'll have to come back from Schmeichel. McAllister heads clear. Fairclough, he can't win it. And so the men in red storm forward again. 2 minutes of extra time played in this game. A header out from Weatherall, the man who set Leeds on their way with the first goal on 13 minutes. Pallister chips one across the edge of the area. Little Wallace gets up. And now McAllister calms things down. And Whelan is tripped. It's at times like this that managers feel the watches have stopped. The referee's watch is certainly. But remember, officials under instructions to play as much time as possible, keep the ball in play this year. Those happy faces tell you that the Leeds fans think their team has won the day and that the 3 points are going to be theirs. The hoodoo has been broken. It's Leeds' first victory over Manchester United for 12 years, their first here against them for 14 years, and Brian Deane will regard himself as the hero now. It was his goal 4 minutes into the second half after a brilliant run from Whelan, which gave Leeds a 2-goal cushion, and although Deane then conceded a penalty safely put away by Eric Cantona, Deane goes off to a hero's reception. Weatherall's goal in the first half and Deane's in the second have been sufficient to inflict on the champions their first defeat of this season. For Cantona, a disappointing return to Elland Road. His team beaten, and it's not often that that has happened over the last 2 years. Leeds fans delirious. It ends here. Leeds United 2, Manchester United 1.